And it's so easy. It's so easy for the preacher to figure out what the folk think about it.
Yeah. Well, sir.
All you gotta do is listen to their kids. Because their kids are gonna tell you exactly what they think about it. I tell Savannah all the time, I said, yeah, I know y'all got a nickname for me. I don't know what it is, and I don't need to know. But when you're in trouble, it's pastor. It's pastor. Drop the nickname. I don't have time for that. And then the other major thing that we see in this text has to do with discipline.
Yes, sir.
And folk have to be careful when the pastor tries to discipline people in the church. You better leave him alone. You see, because he knows that he's responsible for that person. I've had members in the church tell me, you shouldn't have done this. Wait a minute.
Come on, say it.
Where were you when I went to court with them? Wait a minute. Where were you when I went to jail to get them out of jail? You wasn't there, and their mama and their daddy wasn't there. You gonna tell me how to handle it? The preacher has an awesome responsibility. You have to preach when they will hear you and preach when they don't want to hear you. You have to discipline them. And Paul was a perfect one that could make this statement about the paradox of the ministry. I'm going to close this message because it's not a shout message. I understand that, but that's all right. That's all right. Paul was a victim of so many things. We know he was snake bit, shipwrecked, beaten, left for dead, stoned. All of those things happened to him. And yet Paul continued the course.
Thank you, Lord.
Oh, it's easy. It's easy when you've been pastoring folk like only 4 years like I have. Reverend Malone, Pastor Malone and I, we still on the honeymoon. The honeymoon is not over for us yet. And sometimes the honeymoon isn't going to last too long. We ain't got much more time, Pastor Malone, before the honeymoon is over. And all of a sudden, you see a different kind of person. But Paul knew what it was to have tribulation. He knew what it was to have distresses. He knew what it was to have disappointments and failures. When he left Mars Hill, he was hurt when he left Mars Hill. Now when he was on the rock of imprudence and he began to quote Socrates and Plato and so those folk knew that he wasn't stupid. Once he got their attention, he said, now y'all are too superstitious. Let me tell you who the real God is. And we all know the reaction that he got from the Epicureans and the Stoics, that to the point that he left with his head down. He felt like he failed. A lot of times a preacher leaves Sunday morning. He's still his biggest critic. He leaves knowing that I got to spend more time in the Word. If I don't get a conviction, it's not because the people are cold, but because there's something wrong with me. The obligation and the responsibility to win souls for Christ is still mine. You want to complain that we haven't had any water in the baptistry in a long time, then you better check your life. Preacher I'm talking to. It's the preacher I'm talking to. So Paul left there. He was depressed. But the God we serve. He said, Paul, I know how you feel. It's not time to throw in the towel. I'm not going to let you throw in the towel.